Hey everybody, and welcome back. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and today we are working on a super cute quilt block. Actually, the whole quilt is super cute. Oh, I forgot to introduce Don. He's over there manning the computer and he's going to be switching back and forth lots today.
Hello.
Hello. So sometimes when you see a design, you get something, something just hits you about it. So for this yellow puppy, golden retriever, or yellow lab, or whatever you want, I looked at it and I saw sunflowers. Seriously, that's what I thought, sunflowers. So I found in my stash that I got this from Missouri Star, and it's sunflowers and prints that go with it. And it's a lot of earthy colors and really cute. And I'm going to be doing the 5-inch one, so letter D on it. So I wanted to show you guys that. So that's what I saw. So I thought, yay. But I was so excited about it, I went ahead and stitched it. So this is my sunflower puppy. What do you guys think? Nice bright colors for the background. And he's golden and brown. You can't really see his eyes, but I'm going to fix that on this one. And what I did to balance out the colors. So I have purple and white, and I have blue and white. And then the crazy stitch quilting, I made it opposite to balance it out. And I thought that looked really good. I kind of liked it. So everything shows up and this kind of attaches with that. And I thought it was really good. So hopefully you guys like that. So cute. Love him. So since I have done one block and I'm really happy with this guy, there are a lot of applique, folded fabric, more applique on the dog, a little bit of stitching, more applique, and the crazy quilt stitches. This, even if you don't have this design, this is a very valuable, sew along because there's so many techniques in it, and I absolutely love it. This one took me, this is the 8x8 size, so the A size. It took me about an hour to stitch out. Worth every minute. I'm so happy with it. I love my little puppy, my sunflower puppy. No, I'm not putting googly eyes on it because that would be weird. However, I might make his eyes like white or something like that. So, since I've done this block and we know it looks good, his chest area is going to be different color, just kind of like the plain one. I thought we could do some experimenting. So, I'm going to use the same background fabrics in the same order. But I thought this would be a fantastic time to experiment with variegated thread. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to replace the 2 greens with this variegated thread. If you can see it, it's quite bold. And I'm not sure. That. Yeah, isn't that cool? Now
That's my favorite yet.
This is Dime's variegated thread. And I just thought, if you're going to do something, you might as well overdo it. And these are quite bright colors, and that's going to be for this whole section here. So I thought, yay. So any place that I've used the purple to, balance everything out, I'm going to use variegated purple. So that moves that one. And the places where I used the blues and the bird, I'm going to use this one. And I thought, what the heck? So that's going to take off all of those colors. Now, I decided against using variegated for the dog because it would just end up as stripes because it's satin stitches, so we're not going to do that. Although I could have done the pot, would have been fine. So we're going to discover in this video if variegated thread looks good on the crazy quilting. is it going to look as good on the plant and anywhere else? So and the bird, see how he's going to look. So I just eliminated quite a few threads, but we're going to see how it looks. So I'm going to put him aside so I can have all my fabric going on. So there's going to be lots of trimming, lots of work, lots of different things to do. So may I ask which thread you use? I'm still looking for a good one. I personally love the dime thread. That's these two. It's called Exquisite. And I love variegated thread. The rest of the time, I use Floriani. So Floriani makes me happy. It's just what I happen to have. Pretty hard to get thread around here. So that's what I'm going for. So let me know what you guys think of my puppy.
It's pretty bad when the gang is answering your questions in chat because they know just as well as you do.
I know. Well, there you go. So, yeah, just instincts, just to mention to you guys, if you look at something, hopefully by now your imagination is kicking in and I see yellow sunflowers for my dog. If you look and you see something else, awesome, run with it the best you can. I just saw him as a bright, happy puppy, and that's what inspired me to get this done. So fortunately, I had a little charm square pack with all the ones that I wanted. Now, I wanted his body to be that as well, but it didn't fit, so I just picked something neutral because it's a charm square and this is an 8x8.
I think it looks awesome with the neutral body.
Yeah, I guess. It's just not what my mind's eye envisioned. So I've got scraps because I'm going to be doing a smaller one. And other than changing the threads and using variegated threads, I'm going to do it exactly the same. Except for maybe the sunflowers will be different. So no other changes other than that. And I thought that would be a fun experiment to see. Can you use variegated thread on all the leaves? Is it going to look good? How about the bird? How about, fancy stitches? So let's go get started because we have a lot of work to do. This will be fun though. A lot of different things we're going to be doing today. And we're going to head over to McDreamy, who is my brother, Dream Machine 2. And we love him dearly. Dreamy's up. Dreamy's up. I might have to, yes, I do have to rethread. So, I think this will be good. Hopefully, hit the camera, 10 points.
Oh, that was bad.
I know. I whacked it. I did.
Thanks for the warning, though.
Sorry. Yeah, good thing there's a delay. So let's get stitching. And the first thing we're going to do is the placement. So I'm using cutaway stabilizer and I'm in my 5x7 hoop.
Bobbin Cruise on point.
Pardon?
Bobbin Cruise on point.
Fresh bobbin. Fresh bobbin. So this is how big it's gonna be. So look at that size difference there. So that's quite a difference.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference from A to D. So, I wonder how it's gonna look. That was the other experiment. I wonder how it's gonna look when we're done, like compared to the other one, other than the stuff that we're changing as well. So might as well experiment. So if you're doing this size, which is the smallest size, we should be able to use a lot of scraps, and for sure a charm pack will work for this one. So you could do the background with different colors of the charm pack. Like if you saw the sunflower one, there was tons. So hopefully the All of the appliques are too tiny. I guess the puppy might be a little tiny. So I'm going to leave it like this, and we're going to start with our background. So we start from the background up. So the puppy's in the foreground, the wallpaper or whatever is in the background. So that's how we build a design. So the first part is the placement line. So there's going to be a lot of trimming in this one, but I don't know how hard it's going to be on the smaller one. We'll have to see. It's a good experiment. I don't, that's a little too close. We are not going to be playing any sort of chicken today, people. Make sure you leave a seam allowance on the side and the top and the bottom. I should leave a little bit more. And nobody ironed my fabric, but it's okay. We're only using the solid part.
Does ironing count in the marks?
What do you mean?
Judy Quilt gave you an A+ for something. And Isabel's asking if ironing counts.
Mr. Stark was busy today. I don't know what he was busy doing, but he was busy.
Oh, you get an A+ for the bottom.
Yes. I try to remember.
Fill out the rest of the report card as the demo progresses.
Well, I should get an A+ for color and style and personality. How's that?
There you go.
Okay, so that is the first one. We're going to take it back to the desk.
Desk up.
First time of many, so I got to make sure I can put it up high enough. And as always, I'm using a darker color of thread so you guys can see it better. Now I'm just going to move stuff so my hoop is down flat so I have room. I don't know why I thought this would be a little bit larger. It's quite small compared to the 8x8. That's something. What are you chuckling at?
Karina sent a super chat that says, "I'm late. Can I have my own hello?" Hello. There, Karina.
It was unauthorized hello.
It's Karina's fault.
Yeah, I know.
Karina.
I know. She paid you for that hello.
She did.
What does that make you now, Dawn?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
No.
All right, so the next one after this, and it's going to be folded fabric, is this one, which is beautiful because it has the same purple in there. What I'm going to do is just pre-cut it out a little bit because this guy's a little small. He's quite small. It's fine, but I just don't want to have all the fabric all over the place. That should be good. I'm just guesstimating. Hopefully I did it right. If I didn't, that's fine. Okay, back to the Brother Dream machine, Dawn.
Dreamy's up.
Now, did I pull that thread out when I took... maybe, maybe not. I don't know if... I don't want it to drop. Don't drop. Alright, there we go. So the next step, placement. Make sure... Oh, sorry, McDreamy. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. That was I didn't flip the switch down. So this is placement, and remember this one is going to be flipped fabric. Folded fabric, flipped fabric, however you want it. Yeah, it's quite small. So, just remember what you're doing. The way you can tell that it's a flipped fabric is the next step is just a line. And if you can't see it on your machine, it moved to here, so we kind of know that. Now, with these wonky shapes like this, I mean, I know this one's big enough, but I usually lay it down okay because we're kind of going at an angle. We got it, make sure it fits. In flip fabric, there is no room for chicken of any kind. And I'm going to place it down, face down, and going that way because we're going to flip it over. So make sure you get it the right way. I have done it incorrectly more than once. The other thing that I make a mistake on is that I don't have it proper at the top or something like that. But I don't think this one's a problem. So we're gonna flip our fabric just like this and pull it, not too hard, and finger crease it just like this so it sits flat. If you want to use a little bit of spray, you can. We're gonna have to cut down here a little bit, but for now, and make sure you do it at the top here if it's at an angle. We're doing some kind of wonky shapes. So let's stitch it down. And so far so good. I like these little purple flowers.
They're pretty.
Yeah. And it's going to stitch it down. We have a nice folded line. It looks amazing. And it's going to stitch it down twice. Isn't that pretty? And it's just going around the shape. So, moving on. Now we got to go trim that out. Thank you. And keep a little tiny scrap back to the desk, Don.
Desk's up.
We're going to keep a tiny scrap because we're going to place a little bit of each one underneath our puppy. So we don't have to worry about any lines or sewing stuff on the edges. Oh, no, we do it at the top. Ooh, seam allowance. That's what I'm trying to get out there. Seam allowance. But we have seam allowance on the top, so make sure when you're doing quilt blocks that you always remember what you're trimming. So, good enough. Back to the machine, Don.
McDreamy's up.
And now we are going to do the placement for the next piece. Now this, on the bigger one, is also folded fabric. But this one, it's a pretty darn small piece. And it really doesn't show much at the end, but I'll do it anyways. It's kind of a little awkward. It's just so tiny, I could almost double it up.
It's folded too?
Because it's matching, right?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
looking at the puppy in the background, so it is
That's
folded.
kind of awkward for a small piece like that.
It's really small. It probably, I would have moved the doggy down. What was that, like 10 stitches? Okay, well, it is what it is. So we're doing the same thing. See how it matches up there? We're going to have to trim it. So we're going to fold it. And when you're doing the bigger one, just keep a little piece for this part. And we're going to stitch it down. It's good practice anyways. And it looks good. Finishes them off. And there we go, and we're lining up for the next applique, but we got to trim this one back to the desk, Don.
That's
So our seam allowance is, Lynn, I didn't see you, but Lynn, at the bottom. So we want to make sure we leave the seam allowance. It's quick trimming, I guess. But you can see how that fits in right there. So yes, it's folded fabric. It's a perfect line down. So back to the machine, Don.
machine's up.
I told you it's a lot of back and forth, but
I'm
that's
on it
okay.
today.
I know.
I'm on the ball.
Be prepared. So I would, if I was doing it not in front of the camera, I would be using a lighter thread. but the black makes it so much easier for you guys to see.
Karina says she's never tried folded fabric applique.
Oh, it's beautiful. You see how beautiful it is? I absolutely love it. Now this will be a polka dot piece. I may do a large polka dot or a small one. I'm not really sure. Let me find a scrappy scrap. So now looking at this one, the next is a line. So this is also folded fabric. So do like I said. Okay, that obviously I know it's big enough, but then you got to turn it and it's just going to sew right here and then you're going to flip it. So make sure your piece is large enough and it's going to cover when you flip it all the way to here. All the way to here. So obviously I know mine's gonna because it's a big piece, but phew, there we go. That's the only thing with folded fabric is you got to make sure it fits. So I just test it beforehand to make sure it fits. And we're going to have to do some trimming, obviously. But now let's flip it. And this is where we're concerned about. We want this to be really nice and crisp and proper. So there we go. And I'm just going to fold it down all the way down, even though we're going to be cutting most of this out, just to get it sitting nice and flat. And those are the real keys to making it nice sharp lines. That's what you want, is sharp lines. And so far so good. That looks pretty good. I like it. And we have one more little piece left. Beautiful. And go straight to the edge. Nice line right there.
It's a pretty background.
Yeah, I like it. I wanted something bright but not too busy because the dog is the center focus of it. So back to the desk, Dawn.
Desk's up.
And I don't know if you guys noticed. Oh, and you probably can't see this very well. Where the machine moved to, the embroidery machine, embroidery machine 2. That one, McDreamy. We're going to have to do the same thing with this as we did with the last one. So there's going to be a little piece at the bottom that we need to fill in. So kind of crazy, but there it is.
It looks like you're cutting all willy-nilly because we can't see the
I know.
stitch lines.
I know, sorry. We're cutting, not willy-nilly. That should be the name of the dog.
Willy-nilly?
Willy-nilly. Yeah, no, it's the name of the dog. Now, for this one, it's not sewn down. We are going to cut on the line. We don't have to worry about any seam allowances on the bottom. So, there we go. Because there is a flower pot in the way. So, pretty good. Pretty good. Nice lines. Isn't that beautiful? All right, back to the machine, Dawn.
Jersey's up.
Now, McDreamy stopped at the bottom, so we need to match the blue from here to there, here to the corner, I guess. And that's what we're doing. And we just, dropped a thread in the meantime. That's okay, McDreamy. That's the first one from here. If we could not do it again, that would be great. It's kind of dry in our house. I'll just pull it out a little bit more. Sorry about my hands in the way all the time, but it's McDreamy's fault. There we go. So now, let's keep the foot down and get going. So this will be the placement line. And this will also be folded fabric. Now, this is going to be a little tricky to do. I don't even know. I can't even see it on McDreamy's screen. So, is kind of weird. It's kind of weird.
It's a little tiny piece.
Yeah, well, this is the smallest size. I don't think it's even going to show, but so the issue here would be making it high enough and putting it at the right angle for it. I kind of messed this up on the other one because I forgot about this little piece going up. So what is it going to be, like 5 stitches?
2.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 15 stitches. This would be a lot easier on the bigger ones. So there we go. Pull it, fold whatever fabric parts you have. There we go. And now that's gonna stitch down. So there's a lot going on in this quilt block. It's something. I love it. I love how my pooch turned out. It's really good. So it's gonna stitch it over twice. And then we're going to trim it out. It's such a tiny, tiny spot, but it wasn't that bad on the other one. It wasn't. Just waiting for McDreamy to do his dance. There we go. Back to the desk, Dawn.
Desk's up.
There we go. So we need to leave seam allowance here at the side and seam allowance at the bottom. You can trim it to make it neater, but you don't have to worry about it. Now, I know you guys can't see the lines, but I can. So I will do it very carefully. So we just want to go up to there and over like this. So it's neat. So the next one that we're doing is this other little piece. I think I have to trim this down even though it's so small. I thought it was on the edge, but if you look, there's a space. So seam allowance only on the bottom on this part. Okay, one more little piece left on. Back to the machine.
McDreamy's up.
So it's going to be interesting to see, same fabrics, same everything, how this is going to look. I'm kind of excited. It's very cute already. So this size too would be a fantastic scrap buster. Like just totally fantastic because the pieces are so small. So let's see what's the next step. Let's see where the machine moves to. Yeah, this is folded fabric as well. So I know this is gonna work. My scrappy piece is big enough. Make sure you get it to cover everything that it's gonna be stitching on, and stitch away. It's awesome. Folded fabric is a great technique to learn.
It's a nice look.
Yes, it looks like, hand pieced. That's what it looks like to me. Now, mind you, like I said, these little biddly bits here are a bit small, but also, whatever. Still stitching. There we go. So I love the fabrics. I saw that they had black and white as the background, which is a great idea because that makes the dog design stitch out. But I kind of like what I did. Kind of like wallpaper. There we go. See, that looks good. I like it. Now we don't need a bottom piece finally because we got it. And I'm not going to trim it because we got it. Now, the next step is going to be stitching, like quilt stitches, meandering quilt stitches. You can see them here. I didn't particularly like them, so I want to see what this looks like without them. So I'm going to skip it. That's all there is to it. I'm going to skip it. So just to see what's going to happen. So more and more. And one more. Okay, so
No
now,
quilt stitches.
what?
No quilt stitches at all. You skipped them all?
I skipped them all.
Alright.
They're all in like different blocks, so you could put different colors on them. But this one is so small, I don't think they would show up enough. I think they look fine on the 8x8 that I did. But I think for this one, nah. Nah. So we're going to do part 1 of our experiment. So thanks, black thread. We could see you nicely. And I'm going to be using the variegated. So again, to balance out the colors, the purple and white are one side, the dark blue, light blue are on the other side. So we're doing quilting stitches and, whoops, my thread's stuck. We're doing quilting stitches and it's on the opposite side. Sorry, technical difficulties here. Having trouble getting my thread out. Got it. So we're going to use blues. So this is when I'm going to do the experiment. So the question is, do crazy quilt stitches look good with a variegated thread? Because I on this one, I haven't done it. Oops, I'm having difficulties here, Dawn. There we go. Pop that out. Problem solved. Problem solved. So, what's everyone doing in the chat?
Chatting.
Chatting. No, what are they chatting about?
I don't know.
So, let's see how it'll look. So, it's variegated light blue and dark blue, and there might even be a little white in it. Oh, that's very pretty. Oh, yeah. Is it going to go dark enough? Okay, well, I like it so far. Now, it's 3 colors on this, but I am going to keep the variegated thread so we can see how good it looks. So for the 3 colors, you could use anything you want. Like I said, I was balancing, so dark blue, light blue, and white would have worked. I think the purple on the blue side looked fantastic. So yeah, that's cool so far. It's gonna finish down here. So yeah, are there any questions? I know this is a kind of complicated one. I am excited to see how it's gonna look though. Okay, now one last piece to it at the bottom, although in this size you could probably skip it because it's like a tiny piece, but you know. So another color change and the 3rd part of this crazy quilt stitch, and I'm not going to change colors. I am just going to leave it because we want to see how good it looks. There's stuff you can do with variegated thread and stuff that just doesn't look good. I'm hoping the snow goes away in Wisconsin. We actually don't have any or much snow in Canada. I'm quite surprised. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ah, I like it. It's blue enough. I think that's kind of pretty. We'll see what the purple does. Floriani purple. I think with the smaller size, this looks great. It kind of brings your attention from here over to the other side. And it's the same colors, so we're not introducing huge amount of colors in this little square. This is going to be the puppy, by the way. The first one is going to be the older dog, and this one's going to be the puppy.
Is that how that works?
Well, that's what I'm saying works.
Cheryl says this isn't too complicated.
No, if you take it step by step. That sounded a bit rumbly there.
A little bit.
A little bit. I can't even see what we're doing next. Oh, we're doing over here. So I'm going to take the blue off, which was delightful. And we're going to put our purple Floriani. We will be using the blue again for the little birdie dude, who's really cute. He's cute. So there's just a lot of steps, and if you were to open the PDF or the book and you looked at it, you might get a little overwhelmed. But if you just take it one piece at a time, it's actually not that bad. But so many cool techniques. Folded fabric is one of my favorite, as well as crazy quilt designs. I don't know why I like them so much, but I do. So now we're going to do the purples. The purples on the blues, which should look awesome. Oh, look at that placement. Just a little off. See, I needed to pull it over a bit more, I think. So in the guide it says do green, but I'm going to stick to the purple, because I think it'll look good. It's only going to be like 2 little flowers, but yeah, the purple does look good. I kind of like it. Green would have been okay too. You know, these stitches are so small, I can't see them on the machine. They're not showing up very well. A little bit of white, little bit of purple, and then we've got one more crazy quilting to go down there. Color change again. Now I can see these ones. They're pink. So let's do purple.
Purple.
So far, so good. I like it. Oh, that does look pretty with the variegated. So maybe green leaves and the variegated thread for the rest of it would be okay.
Karina wants to know if the chirp chirp bird is doing coming back.
If the chirp chirp what?
The chirp chirp bird is doing a comeback.
It's a different bird, I heard. The bird is the word,
Bird
and
is
I
the
heard,
word.
yeah, that it's a different bird. Okay, I like that. That does look pretty with the variegated. Now this one's pretty easy. See how the purple stands out? Like it makes everything kind of come together. I did notice too that my nails were the same purple as well. It's more like the variegated thread than anything else. So I'm like, yeah, cool. That works. So far so good for the experiment. I think this side is a bit too, like, intense for me. I'm not sure if I like it all in the variegated, but that may be because it's a smaller design. See, I like this. All right, so part 3 of our experiment is the rather bold greens. Now I do have some awesome Floriani greens, but I thought, if you're gonna do it all the way, right? And that's what I'm doing, because look at these greens in here. And it'll be interesting to see how it looks. Great experiments, don't you think, Don?
They are.
Yep.
I like that green.
I think it's quite spectacular. I don't like the using variegated thread on satin stitches unless it's like Halloween or Christmas writing or something like that, because it just looks like stripes. However, it's a very cool way of making stripes if that's what you wanted.
Yep.
You know, for emphasis, it's gorgeous for that. So here's our green. So this is in the instructions light green, and we're just doing it variegated. So I'm hoping it stands out. So folded fabric, quilting stitches. Oh, look at that green. Oh, that's cool. and variegated thread, and we're gonna do more applique as soon as this part's done. Okay, that is a nice variety of colors. That's quite spectacular. Oop, long stitches there. You hear McDreamy slow down. Looks great on the navy blue. He's like bopping around over there. We won't be able to tell until we get the whole green part done, because it's doing the bottom of the leaves in light green and the top in dark green. So, be good to know. So, everybody good in the chat? Dog with a plant. Yes, it's the picture on the thumbnail. Just because I saw him as my sunflower dog. You know, I was just thinking that because of the sizes, I could do the dog like all in one piece because it's small. That might be really cool. What do you guys think? In one piece? Ha! In the lighter one. I actually really like that idea. I wonder if it's gonna work out. Well, that's an experiment too. I don't think it would look as good on the bigger one, but I wonder if it's gonna look good on the small one. Beautiful fabrics. Fabrics. Leaves. Fabrics. Beautiful fabrics. So far so good. Sorry, radio silence. Had to have a little drink. My throat gets dry. I love that sunflower dog. Thanks, Gail. That's what I just thought of the minute I saw it. The yellow sunflower happy cherry. I have a question, okay? This is one of the places to ask them. Hopefully it has to do with the design we're working on. So ask away. I can't wait to see what you guys do with this design. I actually have been working on it all day, and I'm really enjoying it. It was, like I said, the bigger one took an hour, but once you're done with all of that, I was just like, wow. And Dawn had taken the dogs to the dog park, and it was like, wow. He liked it. So I'm really not sure about using variegated thread for leaves. I'm not 100% sure. Although I do like the variegated thread. Listen to McDreamy going mile a minute, man. What is this? Oh, birdie legs. Should we do green legs for the birdie? It's kind of cool. I'm not really sure. It looks like patchwork. We'll have to assess afterwards. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe because it's small, it's really hard to tell. We have no thread, McDreamy. We need to thread. We need to thread. So something is stuck. Did my green thread get stuck? It might have. All right, well, I'll take the green off because that's not actually the greatest color for my birdie. I did have a yellow out. We could do the lighter color. We'll do this color for his legs and his beak. So, I want to know if anyone's done the largest size, the AAA size. which is for the Solaris and the Luminaire, just to see how big it is. I'm just curious. He's cute. Little birdie legs. All right, back to the blue variegated. What?
The other Sandy says, Don, your typing sounds like a mouse in the house. I'm sorry.
Yes, he's on my computer, so yeah. Good job, Don.
Sorry.
It is very loud. Use your iPad, I guess, rather than the computer.
I knew what I was trying to do on there. So.
Oh, all right. Well, yes, it's a clacky, clicky keyboard.
Besides, if I use your computer, it shows up as you.
Oh, come on. It does. I know, right? I know.
That way, if I'm wrong, they can blame you.
Well, nobody should blame me. They know I'm not at my computer, so, that's not going to fly there, Don. Nice try, though. All right. Variegated threaded bird. So, we're almost done. I think we're going to get ready for our doggy. The blue looks really pretty on the purple. I like it. I'm not convinced about the leaves, and I'm wondering if they would look better bigger. My birdie's gonna be beautiful. It's a little itty bitty chirp chirp. But I do like the variegated thread for the crazy quilting. Oh yeah, look at how the bird's turning out. Oh yeah. This, I think, to me, the leaves of the plant here, they kind of look like they're dead and wrinkled or something. I'm not convinced. Yeah, see? He's a stripy bird. Could happen. Could happen. I don't think that works, though, for the design, but I think the navy, I picked the navy and the light blue on the other one, and I do think that probably looks better, but just depends on how the stitches go. It's cute enough, for sure, but not quite what I was after. Alright, so we have one more applique. Oh, and it's just a little itty bitty piece, and I'm looking for it. Hello, little piece of brown it was. Lynn, I dropped it. Oh, there it is. I found it. It's okay. So let's do the placement for that. And then I think we're on to our doggy. Yeah, it's just a little plant. There's the brown. I thought the brown would be good. So, it's gonna stitch this down, and then, we can trim it out, and then we can decide, what we want to do with the doggy. So, because I'm thinking one charm square would be fantastic. We'll go through all the motions, and I'll tell you guys what you would be doing. But I think one would be fantastic. I would like to test my theory, so I will. There we go. Don't drop any more, McDreamy. That's beautiful variegated thread you're dropping. Looks like we got something caught. That's okay. So, next is... Yes, it is the applique for the dog. So I'm just going to trim this itty bitty little pot right at the machine because it's so small it should be easy to do. And I know that the satin stitches are very big on this one. So I normally don't do this, but I'm quite certain I can recover from messy trimming. And I'm tired of going back and forth. Oh, there's no time for laziness in embroidery. We see what happens when I get lazy. What happens? Thread chicken, it sews something down. You know.
I just wanted to see the variegated on the plant. That's pretty cool.
I'm not sure. I'm going to have to think about it a little bit. So I'm going to change that blue thread out and I'm going to put a doggy color in. Because that's kind of pretty much what we're doing. And this is a stunning color that I used on the other one, and I really like it. I really like it. It looks great. So, yeah, this has been a good experiment. So, you like the variegated leaves, Don? Don?
Yeah, I do.
It gives it a completely different look. And, I mean, it's kind of cool. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to lay my one piece of fabric, make sure it covers everything over. And it does. Now, these are all different applique pieces. So, let me show you on the big dog. Each part here is a different applique. So you could really have a lot of fun with colors. You could do the tail, different shades of something, sunflowers, the whole bit. So I want to see what it looks like with one piece. So each part has tack down, and it has placement, of course, and tack down, and then it does all the satin stitches later. So there we go. Let's try it a different way. I am not going to bother skipping everything because I'll just explain to you guys what's going on. So this is the placement for the tail, and so we would place the fabric down.
Is that Floriani you're using there?
I'm sorry?
Is it Floriani thread now?
It is. I only have 2 exquisites, and it was the blue variegated and the green. The rest are Floriani. I think this might look good. It's cute. So I'm going to wait for the trimming until after. So now we're going to do the body. So this is the placement for the body. I already have mine placed, so we're good. If I had more fabric, I might have fussy cut that a little bit better. Just hoping that one, yeah, that shows pretty well. Oh, it's gonna look good. I'm so excited. So that was the placement. Put your fabric down. Now we're gonna stitch it down. And perfection. Nice.
Susan Clark says, I love seeing the autumn sunflowers in the dog.
Yeah, it's cute. I really like it. I just thought it beautiful fabric. See, if I was rich and famous, I would buy one of everything from a Surrey Star. Like one layer cake, yards of fabric, that sort of thing. Because I could do so many things with like this, the sunflowers. So beautiful. So now we're going to do his leg. And there's going to be a little overlapping, but that's okay. It's all going to get covered up because I'm doing it differently. Which is also, something you can be encouraged to try something. If it doesn't work, I've wasted scraps and one piece of a charm square. So, we don't have to worry about it. So, placement lines going on. So, I wonder... Probably these lines are gonna show. I just realized that. I should have been skipping. So, let me, skip so we can get clean edges on it. Okay. No problem. Live and learn. I can always pick those ones out. So, I want to go ahead a color. And I don't want placement, do I? Oh, I guess it probably doesn't matter by now. Bummer. Okay, that's okay. Because they're meant to cover over each other. It might add to it, or if it doesn't, I will just simply pick it out. That's okay. I think I love the way the fabric is all perfect.
Isabel says you need an extra house to store your fabric.
I would love to have a house full of fabric. Just a house just with fabric in it. I think people call them workrooms. Not sure though.
A whole house would not be a workroom.
Well, we could live out in the country and, oh, Catch, come on. We could live out in the country and have a whole building.
I would love that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
It would just be filled full of crap, though.
Yeah.
But if I had one of everything from Missouri Star. Can you imagine the delivery charges on that, Don?
Yeah. Judy Quilt says, I love how we get to live and learn with Sue.
Yep.
Her boo-boos have allowed me not to freak out when weird things happen when I'm embroidering.
Yep. And try something and see if it looks good. Yeah, I make mistakes. Doesn't matter.
Says fabric barn would be awesome.
Have a whole fabric barn?
Yep.
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe these extra lines are gonna look good. I don't know. That's what I get for coming up with ideas on the fly. I didn't really think it through 100%, but let's see what happens. That's all I can say. Let's see what happens. I really love the fabric in one piece. I think that's groovy. Really groovy. So, yeah, lots to trim. So the whole doggy is applique. So it's a little bit fiddly on the small bits, but it's okay. On the bigger one, I didn't mind it at all. Now we're gonna do his ears. So let's get that stitched down. Oh, he's so cute. So he's gonna have one eye area sunflower and the other eye area white. He'll be cute. Either way, his eyeballs are gonna show up, so I'm happy for that. No thread. No thread, McDreamy. We're almost done, buddy. Don't.
So the satin stitches will cover most of your lines.
I should be good. I want to see how much it's going to matter if it doesn't. Like, if it looks like mistakes or if it adds to the total design. Because it might be either. Alright, well, I'm just going to stitch these ones down again. It's just an experiment, so I really like this guy, though. He's so cute.
Karina says when she did the Santa tile scene in one fabric, she just stitched the satin stitches.
How would you do that for applique? You trim around the satin stitches? I mean, yeah, that's probably smarter than what I'm doing, but that's okay. I wanted you guys to see it stitch out.
Answer.
There's no right answer. Well, we're gonna see.
Wrong answer.
Mine could be wrong. Dawn, can we go back to the desk?
We can go back to the desk. Is up.
So, it still might get almost covered up, but it still might look okay with, if the lines are showing. It just might add to it, or, you never know. But yes, next time, just skip to the satin stitches and do some careful trimming, because everything you do is going to show. So, there you go. I do like the one piece of fabric, though. I could have, if I had put some thought to it, I could have, orchestrated all this in PEDesign or Dime or Embrilliance or Wilcom E4, but I just working on the fly, And there's nothing wrong with that. If you get an idea, maybe think about it a little more than I did, but if you get an idea, you can always try it. Try something different, because you never know what you can come up with.
I think this will turn out good, because most of it's going to get covered with satin, I think. Or,
yeah.
Enough. And then the around the legs probably not, because it's motif stitch, I think. But the motif stitch, it'll probably go along with it. So
I'll just do it in the same colors.
I think it'll look good.
Awesome.
I think it's a good experiment.
Yeah, it's just worth trying. All right, back to the desk, Dawn.
Just
McDreamy. McDreamy. Back to.
You almost got me.
I know.
Messed up.
It was a test.
I knew it was set right though, so we're good.
Okay, we're back at the. Yes, we are. It was a test, not my mistake or anything, Dawn. It was a test.
Yes.
All right, so now we're doing the detail work on the pot. What kind of plant does he have? I wonder if satin stitch would cover both rows of stitching. Yeah, Dawn kind of thinks they will.
I think it will.
I think it's entirely possible. It's worth figuring it out.
I think it's close enough that if it doesn't, it'll just look like an outline with the satin, so it'll look decent anyway.
Yeah, there's that possibility. It also could add a little bit more to the whole patchwork theme kind of thing.
I mean, honestly, even with those, if there wasn't satin stitches, the way he looks now doesn't look bad.
No, well, that's true. Other than maybe the tail is overlapped.
Yeah, the tail's off a little bit, but yeah. Otherwise, he looks decent enough. You can tell that's a dog by looking at the stitches.
For sure. But yeah, it might add to the, more of a patchwork look to it. And also there's some stitches, fancy stitches, although I really did not like the ones on the left side, that they might look cool too. I'm going to keep it the same color and see how that looks. So, worth a try. I can't wait till my machine is up on the desk. Yes. It's always nice. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch out the same color because it's really too small to bother about. A lot of detail in this 5x5 design, my goodness. I like it though. So, yeah, did you realize today was going to be experiment day? No. Alright, satin stitches on the tail.
Brenda says she's still on the stippling stitches.
Yeah. What size are you doing, Brenda? We dropped a thread. So let us know what size you were doing. I did do the stippling stitches on my larger one, but I just... This one is kind of busy. It's different. Every size looks different, so... I just didn't think it would look good. It might have. But yeah. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to do the satin stitches. So hopefully our puppy-o is going to come together. I love this, like, orangey brown, whatever color. I love it. It's fantastic. Alright, well, so far so good. I think it's coming together. Just looking. Wow. 4,000? What are we talking about? Going through bins and shells of fabric I didn't know what I had and endless notions. I have over 4,000 zippers in the original packaging. 4,000 zippers? You have a lot of zipping to do. So, for some reason, it does the tail, and then we're going to go to these stitches. Now, I'm going to keep it the same color. I'm going to see right here. I think I'll probably have to pick that out, but not necessarily. So I'm just going to keep it plain for the doggy, and I'm just going to use the same colors for everything, and hopefully it'll still look good. I think this design on this part is going to be a little too small for this anyways, so. But it is crazy stitch. This is the part, no, the next one. So same thing, same color. This is part 2 of the motif for Crazy Quilt stitch. And it's just kind of like a triple stitch through the middle of it. And then some really, really, really small satin stitches. They were small on the 8x8, so we'll see. A nice, like, navy blue, I think would look good. I did navy blue and white variegated on my other one, but... Oh. Woo! Listen to him go. My goodness. And the reason why I kept it the same color, one of the reasons, the highlight marks there that are like it's supposed to be red or something like that is really not going to show at this small size. I'm surprised that he's stitching these satin stitches. My goodness. Just makes him look fancier. He's my fancy puppy. So, the tail one sticking out like that, I don't really like that, so I may just pick that one out. But I do think the rest of them are going to look okay. Just looks like an echo stitch. So, successful on that. Ellen, thank you very much, Ellen. Oh, yeah. Jeez. Just as I said that, McDreamy. Come on, man.
Shouldn't have said anything.
I know. I have Bjorn. He's not on McDreamy's deck, though, so maybe I'll move him. Say hi to Bjorn. He'll protect us against gremlins. Hopefully, that's the idea. Bjorn just hangs around. He was over on the other side of McDreamy, so... Yeah, I kind of think it looks almost like an echo stitch. So it might require a little bit of fixing, but I think it's okay. I love this. This Crazy Quilter motif stitch. We have some satin stitches to do, and we should be close to done. I love doing experiments. I love this pattern. I guess next week we'll do a kitty cat. And I may or may not have more experiments for you. I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing a sunflower kitty cat, but I'm sure I'll come up with something super cute. Alright, so more satin stitches here, finishing. So we're hoping that they're going to cover because they're pretty close together. This one almost did. So it would be groovy if it covered both of them, both lines. depending which way the satin stitches are going. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. Happy with that. So that's covering both. I like it. Yes, I like it. Mistake? What mistake? What are you talking about? And I think the puppy at this size looks way better with just one piece of fabric. I think it makes him stand out. While I love this one, the first one, he's kind of busy. I think this one looks better. I didn't have enough fabric to do it that way, so, or else I might have. He looks like a doll. He's so cute. I like this one the same color as well. Okay, so good so far. Now we're going to do the outside satin stitches. Oh, this might get covered up too. Alright, so maybe my plan wasn't that bad.
No, I think it'll work out good.
I think it'll work out really well. So, awesome. Yeah, it's going to get a bit clinky-clangy when it goes over. The only lines that are going to show are these ones, and they just look like they're part of the, they could be part of the stitching, the crazy quilt stitching. So, yeah, awesome. I wasn't sure about the whole piece, but it really does look nice. Yes, thank you, Sharon. It does. I wasn't sure either. So now we know if you're doing the smaller size or even the larger sizes, if you want to use one piece, like one busy piece, it's going to work out in the end. Yes, that tail piece covered up. So happy. So happy. He has legs. I guess it won't be covered up. So far, so good. Let's see how the rest of his... Now, what color should I do his eyes and nose and mouth? I'm not... I guess it'll show up. One eye won't show up, though. The left eye won't show up. It's right in the middle of a sunflower.
It's okay, dogs are like this.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah. This was fun. This was super fun. Lots of tests. Lots of experiments.
Looks like it was meant to be that way.
Yeah. I'm really happy with how this part turned out. I like it.
I like the variegated too. It's a different look. It doesn't look, 100% like the other ones, but it's just different.
It's just different. It's pretty good.
Karina says some dogs have one blue eye and one brown eye, so you could mix it up.
Blue eyes. Oh, I didn't even think of that, Karina. Wouldn't that be stunning with the blue in the background? And the
Might be.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, why not? Anything goes, of course. Oh, I really like my puppy. My little baby puppy.
Jackie Cheek says button eyes is a nice idea.
Yeah, that...
Oh, Misha suggested it, yeah.
That might be really good for the big guy. Because if you notice, the big guy's eyes don't show up hardly at all there and there. So, maybe button eyes. It's a patchwork puppy, so I think that might work easily. But blue eyes. I'll do an extra thread change for blue eyes, man.
Well, look at you taking a bunch of applique and making it into one piece.
Yeah, why not?
Turned out good.
Well, I kind of thought of it with the other one. I thought that would be really cool to have some fancy, like, striped fabric or something really bright, but I didn't have enough of it. Not googly, no. I already said no to googly. I think that would make him look terrible. Blue eyes would be awesome. The big guy needs googly eyes. I think he might have button eyes. I think that might work. I'll have to do some searching and find some. Judy Quilt leaving. Bye, Judy. Bye, Judy Quilt. Well, I do like how he's coming out. I think some stunning blue eyes, this color of blue, would look fantastic. So, I don't know, Birdie, I guess his eyes won't show either, but such a great design. And so many techniques in one little block. I was interested to see how good the smaller blocks would look.
Lynn. Where's Lynn been? She's been gone all hour.
Lynn Bin?
Lynn been.
Ronog! Hi, Ronog! Thank you very much. Hopefully Ronog's gonna... We haven't seen you stitch out stuff for the last while. So, hopefully you can. Because Ronog does fantastic work. For sure. So, now I'm gonna have to carefully do this. The blue. I don't think it's gonna come out in the right way, but you know what? Let's do this anyways. So, sorry. We're almost done. Everybody hold on. We're almost done. If you haven't liked it, give it a like, share it. Good stuff to learn in this class. Experiments, variegated thread, folded fabric that aren't straight square or triangle pieces, crazy quilt stitches. There's just so much.
Alicia says Ragnar did a fantastic dime quilt shop.
Oh, all right. I'll go and look for that. I may have missed stuff. It's been a little overwhelming on Facebook. Well, I think that'll work too. Yeah. I think that'll work too. Just blue. It makes it stand out. Those little eyes. Yeah, they need to be bigger eyes. But you know what? That's cute. It shows up. Why not?
Little beady eye.
Yeah. He still looks happy.
Uh-oh, Lynn said she had vehicle trouble. That's why she wasn't here.
Oh, Lynn, I hope everything's okay. That kind of sucks. And I hope you got it fixed, too. So, I'm gonna skip ahead, and I'm gonna do his nose in blue, and then go back and do his feet. It'll just save me one thread change, which is awesome. So the last thing we're gonna do is his feet. Now McDreamy is gonna sing his song, but we still have to do his feet. And now I'm gonna have to fast forward through it.
Ooh, happy noise.
Yeah, no, we're not done though.
Oh.
I did it wrong. No, I didn't do it wrong, but it should have been the nose and the mouth and the eyes all in one because they're the same color, and then do the feet, but it didn't. It's not set up that way, so I was trying to save a thread change, but it turns out because that was the last thing that I have to rewind everything just to do the little satin stitches.
Well then.
Yeah, my bad. But look at that. It loops around. So, easy. I love this. Ooh, a bit clanky because of the density on the satin stitches.
The other Sandy says he looks more like a puppy with a smaller size.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I just couldn't resist. I wanted to make the sunflower pup so badly. Like the big one. And then I thought, oh, I'll do the same thing. Make them matching for the show. And I think I came up with some great ideas. Some worked, some didn't. I think my favorite experiment is the one piece of fabric for this guy.
I like them both just as much.
Sunflower dog. I mean, why not, right? Yeah. Oh, wonder what I could do in hot pink.
Land.
I knew that was coming. Hot pink. Alright. I don't want to do your nose because I already did the nose. So now, happy music that isn't going to play. Blah, blah, blah. Back to the desk. Done.
Back to home. Oh, see, I'm not on the ball this time. Desk's up.
So, come over here, Don, and let's look at this.
Yeah.
So, surprisingly, the blue for the eyes and the mouth looks awesome. It doesn't look...
like it.
Yeah, it doesn't look weird.
All your outline, it covers everything up except these, but that looks like it's all part of it, so...
It looks like it could be part
decorative
of the
something.
stitches.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
So, what do you think of the variegated?
I don't like the bird so much.
No,
the
because
way it
he's
turned
stripy.
out, but the plant, I like the varied plant colors.
I'm undecided. Let me know in the comments, like when we're done.
And these are
Let me
beautiful.
know what you guys think. Yeah, this looks really good. Now, this is the bigger one. So that's how we can decide.
Okay, well, I like this better.
Yeah.
But
I used light blue for the lines. They're just too hard to see. And then the dark blue. So these are the two colors I used on it. So what I was doing was this. Blues.
And the flowers here look good either way.
Either way.
And this looks good either way.
Yeah.
Did you variegate that too?
No, it's just the purple.
And that looks good, but I do like that.
Interesting. Interesting. So one thing to note is that the
Big size difference.
Yeah, I know. One thing to note on these leaves, which gives the variegated thread a different look. So you see the satin part of it, it's raised more than this. They're two different stitches. So this is more of a flat stitch on the lighter green and then a satin stitch on the top one, and that gives it a little more texture, and it changes everything when you use the variegated. So puppy and adult. I'm really happy with how this turned out.
Cute.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that the blue looks so good for his mouth.
And I do like it without the stippling on the smaller one.
Yeah, I just
I
thought
think
it was
too much.
too much for the small one. The smaller you go in embroidery, the less detail you should have. I think this one has the right amount of detail other than the stippling. I mean, the stippling does have its purpose. It's holding the background flat so the dog kind of sticks up a little bit more. That's what the quilting and stippling is for. So I'd have to really think which one I liked better. They're the same but different. Maybe the small guy. Maybe the small guy. And I will put buttons for his eyes. So hopefully you guys have fun doing this design. It's really good. It's a lot of techniques. Man, if you can do one of these blocks, you can...
Just hold it up to the camera.
You can do anything. So many techniques. So the bigger one... Oh... Sorry, I guess you've seen the small one enough, haven't you? Is that a decent view there, Don?
Yeah.
He's beautiful. Isn't he beautiful? Up a little more.
That's still my favorite.
The
If I
big
had to
one?
pick between the two, I like the bigger one better. But I love them both.
It's just an interesting way of doing it. So, yeah, fun. So give it a try. If you can do one of these blocks, you can do just about anything. It's super cute. We will do some kitty cats next time. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys will try and not try this and be successful and not be overwhelmed by the number of steps. You've got this. You can do it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye, everyone.